Might be a bit biased about Chicago's beauty, but apparently we're not alone in our opinions. Chicago has just been named the second most beautiful city in the world.
How cool is that,
Yeah.
right? Second most beautiful city in the world. Time Out Chicago surveyed nearly 30,000 people around the world, not just here in Chicago, and they picked Chicago behind #1 Prague as the most beautiful city. And Emma Krupp is the assistant editor at Time Out Chicago. She's joining us now to tell us a little bit more about this. Hello to you.
Hello.
Okay, so tell us what made us stand out here in Chicago. What were some of the things that people talked about?
You know, we didn't get any specific feedback on things that folks had flagged, but 79% of survey respondents voted Chicago as being beautiful, which we were only very narrowly beat out by Prague on that percentage. I believe Prague had 82% of participants who replied that the city is beautiful. And, you know, it could be any number of things. We've got a lot of great architecture going on, proximity to some beautiful waterways, tons and tons of lovely gardens, and a devotion to, you know, public space and public green spaces. So I think it's quite a few things that folks are drawn to about Chicago's beauty.
Now, we always see these surveys, you know, and obviously different people get different results. I wonder what kind of impact you think they'll have. I mean, you know, I guess it's all about creating a buzz for a city, right?
Yeah, it is. You know, I think that it's true. There's a preponderance of surveys out there. And I think that this one in particular, these findings really resonated with people because Chicago gets called a lot of things, but beautiful, I would say, is not always at the top of the list. And I think folks who really love the city are kind of surprised and happy to see that be the case.
Yeah, and certainly at a time right now when we're hoping that tourism returns to our city, and it's much needed for our restaurants, for our hotels and things like that. As I look through your list, okay, so Prague was #1. Pretty, yeah, it's all right. Chicago's #2, Paris #3, but what other ones made the list? What are some other cities that we're compared to?
Oh man, I mean, it's worldwide. Places like Tel Aviv, Amsterdam, London, New York. It runs the gamut.
The French are not going to be happy that we beat them.
Ooh la la, yeah.
Yes. All right, so some of the other things your survey picked up on, Chicago named the second most fun city in the world, the second for community spirit, and we came in third place for friendliest. What are some of the other categories that you found in your survey that, you know, people really focus on when they are picking favorite cities?
Yeah, so Chicago also ranked as being the second funniest city in the world, which I thought was really interesting, and third most resilient as well. And, you know, I think that Chicago, you know, is often regarded as being a pretty resilient and community-centric city. So those certainly did not come as a surprise.
Okay. Is this the first time that we come in #2 on a list like this? I mean, we've seen different types of, I guess, lists in the past, and I know Chicago always ranks at the top of the list on how beautiful we are, how friendly we are, but when have you guys done a survey like this before?
We do this survey every year. I don't have off the top of my head the rankings for Chicago in previous years. I know, so Time Out also does this sort of global aggregate of the best cities in the world based on all of the data put together once it's been cleaned. And Chicago didn't crack the top 10 this year, unfortunately. I know it has in the past, but this year we came in at #12, which in my book is still pretty good.
Yeah,
there are a lot of beautiful cities all over the world.
All right, thank you so much.